I don't know if I'd call it a true minimalist garage yet. These came with the house. I'm probably gonna throw those in the garbage because I don't think we are going to need them. But look how much progress we've made. All the boxes are gone. And I'm down to my toolboxes here. We got a bin full of pool chemicals that we probably won't really need since we leave that to the professionals. We had an extra box. 48 feet of light is more than enough. If I can remember where the button is to open this frunk. Make a Home Depot run. And my daily driver here. Filthy daily driver. My filthy 2023 daily driver with a handprint on the front now. I just picked it up yesterday from getting it back. I need these lights in my garage. I need these lights in my garage just like I need another Corvette in my garage. Inspection's done. Ready to take her home again. The weather sucks. Hey, what's up? After its follow-up, checkup on PPF, they made a few trimmings, corrected a few air bubbles and shit like that. And then I drove it home in the rain. But here we are. The car was clean, but now I gotta drive it home in the rain. But it is what it is. And then we'll get a quick wash. I'll probably get a quick wash tomorrow if I got time. And there was some... Hey, boy. And there was some shit going on the 98. So I had to like not only sit in traffic, but then eventually drive through the grass, drive through the mud to get around whatever the fuck happened over there. I have no idea what it was. They had to get a piece of grading equipment out there to clear the road. But it is what it is. And it'll be a simple and easy wash to get this thing back to where it should be. So I need to sell these wheels and tires, and actually they left a comment on a video or a short, and they were asking, what wheels are those? And so the answer is BC Fords. But as far as which model, I don't remember exactly. Easy there, killer. I don't remember exactly, so I need to look that up. But I'm gonna get rid of these boxes. I'm gonna end up doing something with these pool chemicals. And this side is pretty clear. My wife's got to go through those 4 bins. We're going to trash that MDF because we don't need it anymore. I'll show you something really stupid. I've got 2 of these because I ordered one right when we moved to, tend to my battery. I ordered it right when we moved, but I forgot to update my address on Amazon. So they sent one to where I used to live, and I didn't have access to the lockers. So I had to order another one, and then they received it, and then they forwarded it to my new address, and now I have 2 of those. Before I show you that, I'll show you this. This Husky cabinet doesn't transport well, and so there's magnets up here that are supposed to keep the doors shut. But it doesn't touch the magnet anymore. The door's like twisted. But I guess that happened during 2 moves. We made 2 moves with this. So it's not the best to transport one of these, I've discovered. But it is where my cleaning supplies will live. try to keep this garage presentable. So now I just make sure to lock it and it stays shut. So it is what it is. And if the door swings open and hits the car, hopefully it does no damage. But as far as scratches go, we are fully covered with PPF. So I feel okay about that. But maybe I'll put some foam. I'll put some foam on there or something. This is my little prep station here for when I do take out the bottle and want to add soap. I went that route instead of buying a Husky tool chest. But it's only temporary, so I may end up getting one in the future. Who knows? But in here, we had shelves in here, and we had shelves in this corner before. But they came with the house, and they were kind of stupid. And what I realized is this one fell off the wall, damaged the wall. There were paint buckets on it. Luckily, none of the paint spilled onto the floor. Only one of the paint buckets leaked, and it leaked into an empty container that we had in here that my wife wanted to get rid of anyway. We got lucky. And so the shelves were never attached to the wall. They were just literally held in place by hopes and dreams. And then this shelf was storing paint in this corner, and it fell off the wall, or fell down, because it wasn't actually ever attached to the wall.
Or sitting on the ground.
It was just shoved in the corner, sitting on some fucking 1x6. I don't know. My neighbor was chopping down trees, and I bet you one of those trees came down and made enough of a impact that just shook that shelf off the wall. And yeah, that's where we're at. But I think pretty soon this is probably gonna be the simplest and cleanest garage that we've ever had visually. And I guess I can call it a minimalistic setup. And it's just gonna be cars. Cars and dog food and refrigerator and supplies, and then, you know, anything else would be hidden out of sight behind doors. And I'm actually debating on if I want to put the hexagon lights on the ceiling and or even consider painting the garage black. So what I realized is a few things. This storage compartment here, not a lot of room in there. So I keep my chapstick. But it makes, literally, I think this was co-designed with 6 Sauer in development. But I wanted to run a little test. I'll see how it sounds when I put it through post and edit this video. But what I've discovered is exhaust, like trying to capture the exhaust note of this car is not easy to do, but I was just kind of curious of how it picked up in my garage on an iPhone 16 Pro Max with the built-in microphone. I'm kind of shopping for exhausts, but I don't know. But either way, as I'm doing my research, it's like, I want titanium, but it's almost like no matter how good the exhaust could be, so far, there's been a lot left to be desired from the online delivery from an audio standpoint. We've nailed video. These phones can produce 8K now, 10K, 12K, whatever the high K is. But audio is lacking, especially with high decibel sounds, I guess. Maybe we've come a long way with low, with ASMR and things like that, binaural audio and things like that. But as far as capturing the true sound of an exhaust, I think for the price, I think for the labor intense and how labor intense it is, I want to make sure I get it right the first time. if I do it. Not gonna lie, guys, the stock exhaust is still pretty freaking good. I like it. I really do. Oh yeah, that was one of the things I wanted to mention. I got a 2023, and apparently I think it's 2024 where they started soft close for the front trunk or the front. So literally you just kind of like let it get close and it will close itself. The engine cover, the back hatch is automatically closes. It's like kind of like a soft close. So basically you can close it without like touching the paint, leaving fingerprints. And so I just kind of like grab the hook and I just like swing it down and it usually catches. The front, that would be cool if that was available. I also noticed that, you know, maybe some things that GM could have done better, which would be things that I realized that I don't have anymore after getting out of a Porsche Macan GTS, and that would be directional headlights, automatic high beams, and I think there was one other thing. I'll have to check my notes.
You gon' have to do it less for you. Tell mama you know how.
Got to look back at it, right? Hey, I see you over there, Stingray. Can I return these, please?
Anything wrong with it, or
No, we bought two. We only need one.
do you have a debit card with you?
Doubt it. Do you need the card? Even with the receipt?
For the debit transaction, yes. If it's a credit,
Oh, I do.
you can insert your card. Or tap, you can tap it or insert. Yeah.
I thought it was my wife's card.
If it's a credit, we don't need a card, but yeah.
Sweet. I didn't know I had my card on me.
Like an email paper receipt. One more. The original receipt, and it's all set. You want the
And
paper too?
please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Now, I actually have notes here. And I made a note earlier, but this is the first time that my Google Drive did not sync with my desktop like it was supposed to. But I forgot about this one. And, you know, I talk about getting an exhaust, and not that I fear that it would cause an issue or damage the car or avoid the warranty, but Nico and his Ferrari 812 GTS is really, I don't know if you guys saw that story, but it's really jacked up. And then I saw this video of somebody putting TRE Performance, putting an exhaust on a LaFerrari. And I'm thinking to myself, this is insane. This is crazy. But I'm also thinking like, yo, what kind of insurance does the shop have to have in order to be able to take in a LaFerrari, work on it, and then modify it? And there's people out there who are able to tune it without fear of damage or voiding their warranty. Insane. But some of the other things I wanted to point out that I just couldn't remember off the top of my head, I've got a list here, and it's actually 5 things that the C8 Z06 could do better. Need to know for future buyers, and I wouldn't say that there's anything wrong or it's a problem, but fingerprints, taking the roof off, closing the doors, the front trunk. I've decided to, when I close the door, I use the hook, the latch on the inside of the door. No fingerprints there. When I close the front, I usually use my t-shirt, and the back hatch, like I said, I just kind of like swing it down until it catches. Today, I don't really care because the car is absolutely filthy after driving it through the rain, so there's that. No dedicated lock feature without remote, or you have to use the passive timeout feature. So I can unlock the car with the key in my pocket, the fob in my pocket, by just like grabbing the handle, just touching it. And then if I long hold, I can open the door. But there's no way to lock the car without the key fob on its own. There's no dedicated button And so you can set it to passive, and over time or distance and you walk away, it'll automatically lock, but nobody really wants that lack of security. So my security feature is taking the fob out of my pocket and pressing the lock button. Small price to pay, right? We talked about automatic high beams, which apparently that's a 2024 and newer feature also. And yes, the leather on the center console I discovered is relatively soft, so be gentle, it nicks easily. And the DCT, there's nothing wrong with it. Granted, I'm on my second transmission, not that I've replaced, but that this car has had. But I will say that the DCT is clunky. It's not a PDK. It's not a full automatic. It is what it is. And I actually kind of like the quirks of how clunky it is. And, you know, but for some, if you want like a super smooth ride, the DCT may not necessarily provide that to you unless you really, really learn the shift points and how to modulate the throttle, or you just manually shift all the time. But I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. And we joke the natural progression here would be a McLaren, I think. But my wife and I were talking about it. I think our natural progression would probably be a ZR1 or a C9. Oh yeah. And when getting in the car, think of it as kind of like just falling into a 5-gallon bucket. That's pretty much the best way I could describe it. So my morning Home Depot run turned into Kevin breakfast from Chick-fil-A. You and your daughter. So I'm gonna make a quick ride to Chick-fil-A. I'm not gonna attempt to drive through. I've pulled it off before, but it's not the most enjoyable situation to be in, so hard pass. There's some other things I wanted to talk about, and I may have to finish this video at home because I don't remember all three, but one of them was the values. Apparently Z06 values or prices are dropping, they're plummeting, dealers can't sell them. There's that. Then there's also how problematic they are, which, knock on wood, you know, here we are. Granted, I've got a warranty, so that's a plus. But it is typical. It's typical because the internet and forums, they take problems and they amplify and they multiply them. And usually these are justifications. Perhaps maybe for reasons why people won't buy certain vehicles, for instance, or certain things, or do certain things. It's justification. You know, it's like if you see somebody who's very successful and you know, they make a lot of money, but you know, they're like, well, I got to pay more in taxes, and you know, here's a list of the things that come with earning more money. So some people would say, well, yeah, that's exactly why I don't want to earn any more money, because of all those problems. And it could just be like a reasoning and a justification to avoid hard work and encourage and support laziness. But that's just, you know, it's a cop out. It's an excuse. It's, as the kids would say, cap. And so when the forums amplify certain issues and certain problems to make them larger and bigger than they really are, it's like, oh, I'll never buy a C8 because of that. And yeah, there's that. So internet forums and misinformation and exaggerated stories that may or may not even be true, yeah, kind of sucks. But I think part of the problem with the values, they're not accurate. I mean, this is all designed to create negativity in an environment that generates clicks and controversy, and it's polarizing. And it could actually be a letdown for people who are actually trying to buy a C8 Z06, and they realize they're not as cheap as people are saying that they are, and the dealers aren't necessarily having as much trouble as they claim to sell them. Granted, there are some that are being discounted below sticker, like below MSRP. Fucking take advantage of the opportunity. I probably paid too much for mine. Maybe, I don't freaking know. But granted, it's the one I wanted, and they're not all created equal. And so I will say that, you know, the color, there's no premium for this color, I don't think. But the fact that the color doesn't exist anymore in 2025, which if I got a new one, I would be torn between like an orange one or a Seawolf gray maybe, or just wrapping it. I'm not really sure. But I would probably buy another one. But I got a 3LZ with every option that I wanted: GT2 seats, front end lift, and I was cool with a 2LZ, but I got a 3LZ because it was used. It was what, you know, it is what it is. So what I realized is the other day is that a lot of these values are not only misleading clickbait titles and headlines just for views, just to trigger the audience, just to trigger the algorithm, but they're not even Z06s. They're E-Rays. And I don't remember whose video I watched, but he ran through a lot of listings on Car Gurus, and a lot of E-Rays were being listed as Z06s on Car Gurus. Now, the same vehicles, same VIN, on the dealers' websites directly were listed correctly, but Car Gurus had them as E-Ray, or had them as Z06s, and they were in fact E-Rays, which E-Rays are now in the 90s. That's pretty freaking insane, really. Look, guys, Stingray was my first choice, and I really, really like that car. Z06 wide body and flat plane crank sold it for me, but the E-Rays got the wide body too, and they're all fast, they're all quick, they're all cool. And so, like, if you got your heart set on an E-Ray or even a Stingray, and you think you could, you know, you want an E-Ray but you weren't really sure, like, I would probably even look into it, because the prices are coming down. They are getting less expensive. The money is tightening up. People are changing their spending habits. Interest rates are affecting them. Politics, tariffs, big beautiful bill, you name it, or big bad bill, depending on your political preference. It doesn't matter. But things are changing, and you know, I think it's changing for the better for us. Like Audrey Janique and Lucky Lopez just posted 2 videos about how the exotic car, the collector car market is tanking. So if you're an owner, well, yeah, your values have dropped theoretically, but your values mean nothing if you don't plan on selling. If you're considering buying, well, guess what? You're getting a discount. So it's good. It's good. I mean, I love my car. I really do. It puts a gigantic smile on my face, if you guys can't tell. I really like making videos and talking about it and sharing it. And so, you know, what I paid, what it's worth, what they're going for now is entirely irrelevant to me. And speaking of irrelevant, one of the other things is this constant controversy over Nurburgring lap record times. Yes, Anthony, I'm talking to you. Hey, you know I'm just messing with you, AB. Everybody knows the C8 Z01 is better than a Mustang at any day, GTD or not. But no, I'm just playing. But the thing is that none of us are going to take our cars on the Nurburgring. Not none of us. Most of us won't. I'm not shipping my car to Germany to go on the Nurburgring. I think it's in Germany. It's probably like in, I don't know exactly what city it is, but I'm not going over there to ship my car to put it on the Nurburgring. Let alone, even if I did, I would never come close to the lap time record that it set. Or didn't set, doesn't matter, however you want to look at it. Let alone on the street trying to hit 0 to 60 or hit the quarter mile time. Even with the computers and the nannies and the transmission doing everything, you're still not going to get it. Hell, I can't even figure out how to get this car to go into launch control, and I've tried several times, trust me. But at the end of the day, the 0 to 60, the quarter mile, the top speed, the braking distance, the Nurburgring time, all these different metrics, which are absolutely insane to think is what we measure cars by, the average person will never come close, not even remotely close to experiencing it. Yet it will influence their buying decision, or perhaps maybe justify the reason why they won't buy it, or let's be honest, can't buy it. Kid wants chicken mini meal with hash browns and a Dr. Pepper. At least it's just one. I hate when they make me come in here and get like 16 drinks and they only got 2 cup holders. And so, chicken mini meal, hash brown, Dr. Pepper. I guess I got some rewards. Good morning. To go?
To go, you would like, what would you like, sir? Excuse me.
I would like a number 2.
Number 2, do you want a 4 count or 10 count?
10.
10, do you want a small hash brown, large hash brown?
Actually, 4.
4? Okay. 4 count?
And yeah, small hash brown.
And what kind of drink would you like?
Dr. Pepper.
And a medium Dr. Pepper is okay for you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Anything else for you?
Can I get 2 more 4, just 4 count?
Absolutely.
And 2 more small hash browns.
What kind of, do you want any sauce like grape jelly, strawberry jelly, honey?
Nah. Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
Wait, honey roasted barbecue.
Okay.
That's the packet, right?
Yes. Is 4 packets is okay for you?
Just 2. Like,
2?
Yeah,
Anything else for you?
that's it. Oh, yeah, that's it. I just got to scan this thing.
Okay. So 4 count mini with small hash brown and medium Dr. Pepper. 2 orders of the 4 count and 2 small hash browns.
That's it.
All right, Kevin. The total is $17.57. Let me get your medium Dr. Pepper.
Get a 40 pound.
And here you go.
Thank you.
My pleasure. We're bringing it up to you when it's ready.
Okay.
Morning.
Thank you.
Start off with Debbie.
I'm only missing 1 hash brown.
One hash brown? Let me get that for you.
Thank you. Thank you. We survived. We survived one of the busiest Chick-fil-A's. And they were only missing 1 hash brown. But it's good to check. Because, you know, one thing I can't come home without would be a hash brown, honey roasted barbecue, and apparently a straw. This Chick-fil-A soft drink is not the same drinking it without a straw, apparently. What do you guys think about Alpha? What do you think about Alpha? And let's see here, I gotta use my antiquated, well, old interior cup holder. I'm such a peasant. My first gen. I haven't seen the new interior like in person. I haven't sat in it and experienced it, but I can tell you right now that I prefer the cup holder having a door lid on it. So, yeah. But I got more videos in the works for you guys, more conversations that I want to have, more stories I want to tell, information I want to share. I've noticed a lot of people asking me questions about my PPF and how much it costs. And I think that there's more to it than just how much it costs, but what it is and perhaps maybe how it differs from other PPF, because much like tires, they're not all created the same. They're not all equal. And so I actually got the shop who installed my PPF to put together a video to share with you in great detail, better than I could ever explain. And if any of you guys are in like Panama City Beach, Florida, Northwest Florida area, or, you know, that's the shop that I use. That's the shop that I use for my wife's Expedition first, and then I use it for my C8, my Z06 now, and whatever I get in the future.